everyone, this is Sally from Planet Ark. Today is our third and finally, video for our video series that we're doing for the 25th anniversary of National Recycling Week, where we're showing you how you can upcycle, refinish, refurbish, flip, however you want to call it, old, dated, and ugly pieces of furniture that could probably end up in landfill, and how you can increase their lifespan with some TLC. So today we are transforming this TV unit. It's a TV unit, I think. And this TV unit, it was given to me by a friend. Yeah, they were just gonna get rid of it. They were gonna throw it away. So they said if I wanted to get it, I said yeah. So we're turning this old, not old, just really banged up TV unit into a better version of itself. I must admit, this one was very challenging. I'm not a professional, by the way. I just do this as a hobby, so I have a very entry skill levels. So hopefully this means that most people can do this type of thing. But yeah, lots of learnings on this one. Some of the things that I probably won't do again. It took me a while for to complete this project, like a very long time, because it just got a little bit hard. But hopefully you can see, like the real challenges that people like me do have. And yeah, hopefully this can inspire you to finish a project that you haven't finished because it's just getting a little bit too hard. So with no further ado, let's go and jump into the video. So this is what we're working with. This is the cabinet I was telling you about. This is made from laminate, so this means that it has like that plasticky finish to it. It's not made out of wood, just I don't know, plastic laminate. It's very banged up, as you can see, lots of stains. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing we have to do is to clean the piece. It's very important to clean it really well. Here I'm just going back with like a second time, and you can see it's still dirty, so make sure that you do that so that your paint sticks to the cabinet and not the dirt. And now I am just putting this on a desk. If you have a low piece, it's really good if you can put it on top of something. And let's detach the legs, and with some sanding paper I am just scuff sanding the surface of the piece so that I can remove that glossy finish and my paint can stick better to it. And then I'm just cleaning the dust that I just created. And now I'm just using a primer for laminated surfaces. This is just, I guess, a special primer so that your paint adheres very well to this type of surface. If you do not use a primer, your paint will peel out. So make sure that you use one of these. And after my primer has dried, then I'm going ahead with my paint. And I'm putting 2 coats of paint. So this is the first one. And then between coats, I'm just sanding the surface. It looks really rough, but trust me, it works. You do this so that you can reduce as much brush marks as possible. I use a 240 sanding paper, but if you have something higher, that is better. I didn't have it, so I just had to use it. But yeah, always sand between coats. That's the best thing you can do so that you can get a smooth finish. And then I just clean all that dust and went ahead with the second coat of paint. I did let my paint dry for over 24 hours because my paint is water-based paint, and I used an oil-based varnish or top coat. So if you have different types of paints and varnishes, just make sure that you allow it at least 24 hours to dry. And I do not recommend to use oil-based top coats indoors because it's very smelly. And now I am just priming my the legs. I do not have a special primer for metal, so I'm just going to be using whatever I currently have, and it worked fine for me. And once that dried, I just spray painted all the legs in a golden color. this is where things started to get a little bit hard. So I wanted to do this herringbone, I don't know what it's called, design on the doors. So I'm just cutting these ice cream sticks, and I'm removing all the like the circular ends, so I could have flat lines. And then here, so that's my door. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna cut the door, the door fronts, like so that again, when I stick my sticks, they have something to adhere to, and it's not just like that glossy surface. And before I start doing this, I'm just gonna do like a dry fit of where the first sticks should go, and from here is quite a repetitive process. So you pretty much just stick all your sticks to the door, and that is pretty much it. It takes a long time, so yeah, be patient. And then you have to remove the excess. I did try a few things. I did try to do it like from the top. This wasn't very successful. This was the best thing that I found, just to cut it from the bottom and do it very carefully. I did have a few pieces that got unstuck, so I had to glue them back in. In retrospect, I think it's better to cut everything to size before you start gluing them to the door. And now that everything has dried, I am filling all those gaps so that you cannot see the like the white door in the back with some wood filler. So I'm just putting that all across those different gaps, just so that it has like a nicer, more flush finish. I let that dry overnight, and then I'm just going to sand all that excess so that it has no residue at all. And of course, more cutting. So this is like that part of the handle of the door. So yeah, this was horrible. It took so long to do this. Again, I recommend to get this done from the beginning instead of trying to fix it at the end. And then I went with some sanding paper and just sanded all the edges so they were nice and soft. Almost there. I now stained the those wooden sticks. I used an old reusable makeup remover. You can also use a sock if you want. And once that dried out, I used some wax to protect it. I painted the handles in gold with gilding wax. And then I just put the legs back on. And then I added some glue to the back because I'm going to stick some wrapping paper to the back. Probably it would have been better if I just removed the whole thing instead of doing this in 3 sections, but yeah. A reminder that you can recycle paint. So if you go to recyclingenergy.com.au, just go to materials, click on paint, and here you can see how paint is transformed into fuel in Australia, and it tells you a little bit about the program. So you just put your postcode in here, and it tells you all of the drop-off points where you can drop off your paint so that it can get processed for free. So yeah, make sure you check that out if you do any projects, because it's really important to dispose of our paints correctly so that they don't end up in landfill. Okay, back to the video. Let's remember how this cabinet used to look like. Lots of stain, pretty banged up, and now this is the after. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better. Lots of learnings. I think this is a type of thing that you have to do a couple of times before you really nail it down. But overall, I think it looks so much better. Very happy with how it turned out. So yeah, like, subscribe, all of that, and happy National Recycling Week. Bye!